Yo, what's going on, guys? This is your boy EmeryReigns here with some new Dead or Alive content. I wanted to make this video to show some love to what I believe is the best Dead or Alive game of all time. That Dead or Alive game is going to be Dead or Alive 2 Ultimate. Dead or Alive 2 Ultimate came out back in 2004 on the original Xbox. Now this game is such an amazing game and such an amazing entry in the series, but there's three main reasons why I believe that this is the best one. It's obvious that this game paved the way for future Dead or Alive games in the series. Now, Dead or Alive has always been such a beautiful fighting game, especially when you look back at the Dreamcast and the PlayStation 2. When you look at the original Dead or Alive 2 and Dead or Alive 3, those games were so advanced for the time period that they came out in. And when Dead or Alive 2 Ultimate came out, once again it proved that Dead or Alive is one of the most beautiful fighting games of all time. Not even including how amazing the technical aspects of the game were, but there was enough quality content in Dead or Alive 2 to make any general fighting game fan love it. Now, the first thing that I want to mention is that Dead or Alive 2 Ultimate is the first Dead or Alive game in the series to feature online play. Back in 2004, to be able to play a fighting game of that quality online on the internet with your friends was a huge deal. This was obviously before Tekken 5 Dark Resurrection came out on the PlayStation 3 with their online play. So with that said, Dead or Alive 2 Ultimate was one of the first 3D fighting games to feature online play. One cool thing about DOA 2 Ultimate that I really loved back in the day was the fact that you could have two different names. What I mean by that is you had your gamer tag obviously, and then you also had an in-game username that you could display. This was a great feature because you could be whoever you wanted to be in Dead or Alive 2 Ultimate. Not to mention the feature was free of charge. This was great for if you were in a clan or if you just wanted to change identities for the day. Back in this time period, Dead or Alive tournaments were not that mainstream yet, so if you really wanted to get your practice in, this was the place to do it. The second thing that I want to mention about Dead or Alive 2 Ultimate that makes it stand out so much compared to the other games in the series is how beautiful the character models and the stages were. Granted, the character models in this game were pretty much the same models that were used in Dead or Alive 3 back in 2001. Dead or Alive 2 Ultimate came out in 2004, right before DOA 4 dropped the following year. The stages in Dead or Alive 2 Ultimate are amongst the best stages in DOA history. It had the Burning Opera, the Burai Zinin, Great Wall, and Aerial Gardens. Every stage was so detailed and so well designed that it makes you look at DOA 6, a game that came out 16 years later, just to try to understand what the hell went wrong. The final thing that I believe makes Dead or Alive 2 Ultimate the best game in the series is the costume variety. Now, when you're playing a fighting game, the main thing that you're paying attention to is the small details. Now, even though costumes don't have an effect on how well the game plays and how it runs, you still want to be able to dress your character up in really nice looking costumes. If you think about it, fighting games don't really have that much to offer as far as content in the first place. Of course, you want your characters to be designed with really awesome costumes to choose from. You know, looking at Dead or Alive 3, your characters were so limited as far as the costume variety. The male characters especially only got 4 to 5 costumes. But if you look at Dead or Alive 2 Ultimate, there were so many different costumes for even the male characters. And I want to remind you guys that this was all in one game and it was all on one disc. There was no DLC, there was no microtransactions. All of these stages, costumes, and characters came with the game. Even Hitomi was brought into the DOA 2 universe and packaged with the game. It's not often the games live up to their names, especially when the word Ultimate is thrown in there, but this game was truly the ultimate Dead or Alive experience. If you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment, and also don't hesitate to subscribe to the channel as well for more fighting game related content. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next time.